On today's show, I'd like to welcome our very special guest, the saddest clown in the world. But first, it's time for some fourth dimensional news.
There was a point where I stopped and I didn't know if Silhouette Rising was going to be a band anymore.
One of the first songs we started writing together was Rehab, and from the start it had a really cool vibe to it.
Rehab was a song that kind of just came together like one of those songs where you have a guitar riff, a melody in mind, and a really, really good idea for a structure.
Cam played the riff, and I stopped him, and I was like, that's a really cool riff.
Don't need it that
And then, we'd come to the breakdown, and I was like, I know exactly what needs to be here. I know exactly what production to put into it. I know that we need a synth.
The parts kind of wrote themselves, except for the crazy bridge part right before the dubstep.
And it just sparked this idea for me of, I was just envisioning this addict who had been, whatever it was, drugs, alcohol, just giving himself away to this for such a long time, and then staring at himself in the mirror, and the person who used to be there is just not there anymore. He'd finally taken that out.
With Rehab, you're kind of thrown into the perspective of an addict, and even if you aren't, you kind of enjoy it through the song.
Rehab is, it's gonna remind me every time I listen to it of not wondering if I'm going to get to do music, and falling down and getting back up, and this is that new beginning. This is that new beginning where music, to me, I got in a room with my brother and Cam, and we just let go and had fun, and it was like the first time I ever played with a band all over again, and I remembered all the reasons I loved it.
I hear certain things, and I'm hoping that I am crazy so that I'm right, because the biggest geniuses are nuts. And if what I'm doing here is correct, then I know I'm doing something right, but this will be the defining factor in